Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update, Monday, March 20th. Happy spring equinox, around 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 2023. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. The big story, chilly start to spring, ding ding, as millions under freeze warnings and watches. More rain and snow coming to California. Keep calm. It's boom time. With more rain and snow coming to California, the flooding is going to be epic. And Lake Tulare, well, is becoming a thing of the future. America breaks hundreds of low temperature records, thousands yesterday. Look at that, across the nation, thousands of cold records broken, as well as today. This is today's data, and a huge cluster in the east and the south. So hundreds more record colds in the east, and if you were east of the Mississippi today, well, you were probably a little chilly. And more snow for the Rockies. Take a look at this. This is Colorado. It is going to snow for the next 7 days. And these are the totals just Monday through Thursday. Yeah, almost 5 feet of snow here at Wolf Creek. You can follow us on Twitter at Diamond the Dave, Oppenheimer Ranch Project at Diamond the Dave on Twitter for all of the latest updates. Take a look at the snowpack here. And we've got feet more coming. It has snowed over 40 inches in the last week, bringing our year-to-date total on the divide at 423 inches, and we are approaching 500 inches at the end of the week with 59 inches predicted to fall. That's going to bring us close to 500. This is going to be over a 500 year and could be one of the top 3 snow years in this region. Here's the forecast. Rain, snow, and wind for the west. Severe weather potential for the south. Another storm will approach and affect the west and the southwest portions of the country through early this week. Heavy rain and snow and wind are in the forecast with flooding and difficult travel conditions. Snow will spread into the northern plains and upper Midwest through Tuesday, which will be your lose day. Warmth and increased moisture may lead to heavy rain and severe weather for the Ohio Valley into the south later this week. Let's take a look at what they're talking about here. First of all, we're going to see this atmospheric river approaching California tomorrow. Look at that, down to 982 millibars. And that is going to cause a mini atmospheric river to move east through the Four Corners region with lots of moisture. Why isn't it showing up frozen? There it is. So let's take a look at that, where you can see the heavy snow in the central Sierras there on Wednesday. So Tuesday night through Wednesday morning, it's going to be pretty heavy in California and the Four Corners region. As this system develops Thursday, for a little northern plains storm. And let's take a look at the snowfall totals from the system. These are the newest models, so here is Tuesday through Wednesday night. Heavy snow in the central Sierras, maybe up to a foot by tomorrow night, 16 inches in my region. And then the big snow is going to fall Wednesday through Thursday, bringing the totals up here to about 4 feet in the South Sierras as well. There's that system moving through South Dakota and Minnesota. Just a small stretch of heavy snow there. And here is the weekend, Saturday into Sunday. There could be some heavy snow in the Northeast at the end of the weekend, with heavy snow in the Cascades moving all the way up the spine. Seismic update. Interesting rumbler up here in Umshakna in Russia. Hope I said that correctly. And a frat quake in Manchester, Oklahoma. All is quiet on the Western Front as a coronal hole is about to turn and face Earth. And that could be some big boomers. Worldwide volcano news update. We just had a shot from Shivalush to 24,000 feet just moments ago. Nothing spectacular. Popo erupting normally. Semeru to 15,000 feet here. We do have some footage of Sangay volcano. A surge of magma has risen and is now flowing down the side. Villarica, there was a resumption of paroxysm activity here that we can see, and a beautiful shot of Semisupoichonoi volcano in the Aleutians, covered in snow and yet still puffing. Space weather news update. The sun looks pretty blank. Let's pull it up here. The latest HMI intensity. A few spots turning over, and they are flaring. Actually, most of the flaring is coming from around behind the sun and an actual filament. So let's get to it. A pair of coronal mass ejections leaving the sun at nearly the same time today. The first CME was likely the result of a filament eruption in the northeast quadrant beginning at 13:15 UTC. And so far, it appears that the other CME here was off the backside at the same time. That's CME number 2. Who knew? Now you do. And there you can see both of those CMEs. Let's just walk them through. Of course, it's going to glitch up for us. And there's the first one off the backside. And then the second one, the filament eruption up top there, top left. Let's see if this movie will play for us. Probably not. Okay. Well, you get the picture of the coronal mass ejections, but the big story is the coronal hole 86, which is about to face Earth, and it is a big boy. And a lot of times when we have coronal holes of this magnitude, shortly after they pass center, large earthquakes occur on Earth, high 7s, low 8 magnitude. Now, NASA agrees the shower of lights over California Friday night were space debris. And we do have some footage of that space debris, which looks like a train of comets. And I'm sure a lot of people were freaked out, thought it was the end of the world or what have you. But this is exactly what it's going to look like when a cosmic catastrophe, an empire-ending catastrophe, occurs on Earth, if we witness it. Well, in the form of impactors. So, NASA confirms that the lights over California Friday night were space debris from re-entering satellites that were out of commission. Speaking about out of commission, California may soon be, with the snowpack being 200% or more in the purple region here, and massive flooding beginning in the Tulare region, which is the San Joaquin River. And it's now at flood stage, and it continues to rise. And this is getting some residents concerned. And it's flooded like this in the past. Historically, the central San Joaquin Valley, or the southern San Joaquin Valley, goes back to its native roots, which is the largest freshwater lake west of the Mississippi. And the history is fantastic. This is a video from 1999 when the lake returned, and they're going to discuss it. And guess what, kids? It's probably coming back again this month, if not next month. It's already beginning to grow.
And in unusual years, very wet years here in the valley, this fills up with water again. And this is the first time since 1983 where there's been so much water that's come down into the valley that they've had to turn it loose out on this farmland in the old Tulare Lake bed.
Tulare Lake.
That's right.
That's what this was. What's
Right.
the history of Tulare Lake?
Well, it's hard to imagine for most Californians because many people don't travel through this part of the state. But there was in historic times up until 1898 was a body of water out here that was very broad but very shallow.
Now, how big are we talking about?
Well, the average dimension given prior to settlement was about 760 square miles.
760 square miles.
Right.
So it was a huge lake.
It was the standard line given is that it was the largest freshwater lake in surface area this side of the Great Lakes. This side.
And that's going to be a lot of flooding, folks. Back in 1999, the lake had grown to 100 square miles, just about 1/8 of the maximum size that it used to be. But it is already growing, and we could get another event just like this with a 100 square mile lake in the San Joaquin Valley. Please watch the entire video. The second half is the story of Lake Tulare, and it is just fascinating. So all the links will be below. Now, microplastic pollution is being found in fresh fallen Sierra snow. Oh no. Well, we already know that these forever chemicals and PFAS have been found in all rain across the entire world, and it's only getting worse. They found microplastics in Antarctica, for goodness sakes. And now, why wouldn't they find them in the Sierras? So that's what's going on with microplastics.
And dented the drought, but those are not the only changes we're seeing in our mountains. Scientists have found tiny particles called microplastics in newly fallen snow in the Sierra. As John Ramos reports, scientists say this is part of a growing global problem.
Typically, the concern over plastic pollution has centered on our waterways, but now there's growing evidence that it may actually exist in the air around us. The snow that's fallen in the Sierra holds hope for an end to the drought, but it may also hold a warning. For the past 2 years, Dr. Monica Arienzo, an associate professor for the Desert Research Institute, has tested high Sierra snow in several locations and found something that shouldn't be there: tiny plastic fibers in the new fallen snow.
What we found so far is that some of our sites do have microplastics in them. We've identified nylon and rayon so far. We still have a lot of work to do to compare between these sites and then compare from year to year.
It's not the only place where plastic should be out of place. Environmental researchers have also found microplastic fibers, like those in synthetic fabrics, in the pristine waters and snow of the Arctic region.
So we have a pollution problem on our planet, and the pollution is not CO2, it's plastic and other toxic chemicals that are leaching into our waters and toxifying all of our food and water. That is not a good future for humanity. Now, a good friend of the show, we've had him on, Tom Nelson, has a blog over and a Substack. Same thing. And here he has a 7-page PDF, A Strong Case, refuting the myth of man-made climate change, which will be linked below. So please go check that out. We're also going to link you to Valentina Zarkova's 2020 paper, Modern Grand Solar Minimum Will Lead to Terrestrial Cooling, which has lots of historical information on the last time it got cold and why she believes, and we believe, it's getting cold, kids. Now, AI is creepy, to say the least, especially the fourth iteration of ChatGPT. But this AI is now developing cancer drugs in record time. In fact, in just 30 days, a very rare form of cancer, a new drug was created by this AI. That's pretty interesting. It also predicts the patient's life expectancy based on its medical notes. So kudos to that AI. But it's not likely that the empire will hold up much longer. So another bank failing today, First Republic. Look at this landslide from the 8th of March till today, losing over 80% of its value, literally hemorrhaging. You know, this is the 5th or 6th bank to fail. And, well, it's only going to get worse. So I hope you're preparing, because barricades were being unloaded near Manhattan Criminal Court ahead of the possible Trump indictment. What does that mean for you and I? Well, it could mean some global unrest, perhaps, in our neck of the woods. Now, we have a wonderful announcement to make. We are launching our question and answer website. It's called 5.me/diamond. And this company is just launching with a few creators this new platform where you can start a conversation thread, ask a question. There are grouped topics that you can ask a question under. You can ask a private question to me. You can make it public. You can book private time and one-on-ones as well as Zoom calls. All you have to do is join the community to get involved. Click join the community and sign up for free, or get all access for $8 a month, which unlocks all conversations and gets you directly connected with me to ask me questions. You can also do that in the free setting, but you only unlock one conversation per month. So check out our new community over at 5.me, the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News Q&A platform. Pretty excited about that. Come check it out. There's already some general questions and answers up to get you started, and all you have to do is ask Diamond a question. And that is a boom. It's a knowledge for all of us. And it'll be kept in one place that everyone can revisit. It's kind of like a wiki page that will grow through time. Help us grow and become a Patreon, support the work we do, or just sign up over at our new platform, 5.me/diamond. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share this with like-minded people. Be safe. We love you.